Right, if the judge is here, I can be here. This is a court proceeding. The judge is a civil servant, right?
Okay,
you guys
I
work.
understand
You
that.
guys work for
I
us.
understand
so.
that, sir, but
I don't work for you. I work for the county. So.
Right, county works for us.
You are no longer muted.
Re-enabled your mic. Is there anything else you would like to say?
Oh yeah, that I just can't wait till we have a court reporter next time. Because you know, if my words weren't powerful, you wouldn't avoid putting them on the record.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Ely.
Yeah.
Can I help you?
Maybe.
Are you here for a hearing?
Mm-hmm.
The hearing's virtual today.
Yep, I represent the petitioner. I chose to come in person. I was here anyway, so.
There's no way why it has to be virtual.
The judge is here, and I'm here. You can hear me, so we'll either do this or not.
Well, let me go check. Hold on.
What's up?
how you
How
doing?
you doing, man? Are you here for a virtual hearing, sir?
I am here for a hearing that I was requested to be here for.
Understood. Apparently, it's a virtual, and she's requesting that you go ahead and continue with it that way. So,
Okay, so you guys are literally here to remove me from the premises
I'm
when
not
I'm.
removing you from the premises, sir. I'm just going to ask you to leave.
Yeah, that's all.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they have stuff scheduled like that, man. So you have to follow their schedule because.
Right, if the judge is here, I can be
What?
here. This is a court proceeding. The judge is a civil servant, right?
Okay,
You guys
I
work.
understand
You
that.
guys work for
I
us.
understand that,
so.
sir, but
I don't work for you. I work for the county. So.
Right, county works for us.
Very good. Great day.
Good afternoon. I just added somebody to this hearing and it's showing anonymous. Could you please identify yourself?
Master Ely is here as the authorized representative for Jacob Curtis Ely.
Thank you so much for joining. We are just waiting on the respondent to join and then we'll get started.
The respondent won't be joining. You guys have the filing from earlier that is the power of attorney. I'll be speaking on her behalf. Thank you. Also, I'd like to know where the court reporter is. I was in the courtroom earlier, appearing physically. I was kicked out by policemen, and I would like to know where the court reporter is because I followed proper procedure per local rule 2.22 to have a court reporter present, and the fee was paid.
The judge will address that issue.
Good afternoon. We are here on matter FC 2019-094365, the matter of Jacob Eli, Mila Roosh, Kevin Eli, intervener. Mr. Jacob Eli, are you on the line?
Judge, I'd like to clarify, are we on the record?
We are on the record.
We are on the record. Great. The court can address me as Master Ely. I am here as the authorized representative for Jacob Curtis Ely. Thank you.
Okay.
You'll also have the filing.
Mr. Eli.
You may also have the filing from earlier. I'd like the court to acknowledge both filings, the notice of special appearance, jurisdiction, as well as the general power of attorney on behalf of Mila, as she is not attending today to a medical emergency. I will speaking on her behalf.
Okay, Mr. Ely, you are not able to appear on behalf of Ms. Roosh. Only attorneys can appear for another party in the case, or certified paraprofessionals. Are you either an attorney or a certified paraprofessional?
Attorney, in fact, on her behalf. Thank you, Judge.
No, you have to be an attorney at law, and if you're an attorney at law, you'll provide me with your bar number.
No, I don't have a membership to the bar.
Okay, then you cannot appear on behalf of Ms. Roosh.
Regardless, I'm here under special
Unauthorized
appearance.
practice of law.
Your Honor, I'm here under special appearance.
Okay, Mr. Ely, I noticed that you have filed several documents with the court, but you have not provided copies of those documents to the division.
I have, actually.
County local, Mr. Ely,
You were served earlier.
interrupt me.
I accept your offer to not interrupt you once you've acknowledged that I served your office earlier. I filed them with the clerk earlier. I handed them to the officers in the court.
To raise your hand, press *5.
When you file documents with the clerk of the court, you are required to provide copies to the division, which means you must take a copy of
Hand raised.
the clerk of the court and bring it upstairs and put it in the mailbox, or my mailbox.
Yes,
on the
that was
fourth
done.
floor.
Yes, that was done earlier today, right after
There were
filing.
624 filings. There are 2 of them were not delivered to the division. And while we're on the subject, Mr. Ely, I did not receive a written request from you for a court reporter. If you note my June 27th, 2024 minute entry indicates that a request for a court reporter must be filed 10 days in advance of the hearing. It must be filed with the clerk of the court. Your email request did not comply with either of those requirements. As I indicated in the June 27th order, the court does not accept requests by email. The court does not respond to requests received by email. Those requests must be filed with the clerk of the court. If you file with the clerk of the court, you also have to provide a copy to the division by delivering it to my mailbox on the 4th floor. So,
Your Honor, I accept your I accept your offer to follow instructions.
Ely?
Hello?
Yes, Your Honor. Okay. And I'm going to note for the record that Ms. Roosh is not in attendance. Mr. Ely previously indicated that she is attending to a medical emergency. Mr. Whitaker, were you able to serve Jacob Ely?
Hand lowered.
I did file a affidavit
Hand raised.
which indicated that the petition, the motion for alternative service, the new order to appear for today's hearing, as well as the minute entry granting the motion for alternative service, were all served via
They just muted you.
first class mail, certified mail, email, and hand delivery to the address that was specified on the record during the last hearing. Additionally, simply out of an abundance of caution, my office sent via first class mail, certified mail, and hand delivered a copy to the address at the top of petitioner's documents, which is a mailing center.
Okay, thank you. And so we're here today for a resolution management conference.
Hand lowered. You are allowed to unmute.
Mr. Whitaker,
To unmute
you
yourself,
have
press
an opportunity
star
to discuss the issues raised in Kevin and Colleen Ely.
You are no longer muted.
Unfortunately, no, Your Honor. The facts in this case indicate that petitioner has no intention to comply with the orders. During the most recent attempt at executing or exercising the visitation that was ordered, specifically in the second weekend of June, my clients appeared here in Arizona and requested an exchange time and location from petitioner. Petitioner indicated that he would be present at the Dave & Buster's at the Desert Ridge Marketplace and to exchange a child, and he did not appear. He subsequently sent an email and told my clients that they were foolish to believe that he'd actually show up. And so there's simply no resolution here. If the parties were able to reach an agreement, there's absolutely no reason to believe that petitioner would actually comply with the terms of those agreements, just further delaying this case.
Okay. Mr. Ely, anything you'd like to add? I mean, Mr. Jacob Ely,
Oh.
anything you'd like to add?
Oh, absolutely. I've been very clear about my position from the beginning. So to you guys, I don't know, you're kind of just playing dumb that this is a surprise. Judge, I have a question. Is the jurisdiction of this case maritime common law, or is it admiralty jurisdiction? I'll need to know that before we can proceed. Just like I put in my special appearance, my jurisdiction, my filing, all of that was done properly. I even served your office. So before we proceed, I must know, is this admiralty jurisdiction or are we operating in common law?
Mr. Ely, you appear to be laboring under a misapprehension about how the law works in the state of Arizona.
Your Honor, I accept your offer to mislabor and delay. Under the conditional acceptance of you providing me a clear answer, a court can only be one jurisdiction. It is either admiralty or it is common
You are
law.
not allowed to unmute. To raise your hand, press star 5.
He's not going to let me.
Has jurisdiction pursuant to the statutes and the common law of the state of Arizona. If you would like to review those to educate yourself,
Hand raised.
start with the state of Arizona Constitution, and then you review Title 25 of the Arizona rules, of the Arizona revised statutes. So, Mr. Ely, I'm going to disable your mic. The question before you is whether or not you intend to comply with this court's orders of providing Kevin and Colleen Ely with visitation for your daughter.
Judge.
If you do not answer that question, I will disable your mic again.
Judge, I do not
Hand
intend.
lowered. You are allowed to
Mr. Ely,
unmute. To unmute yourself, press star 6.
do you want to answer my question?
I can answer your question. The answer is no.
Longer muted.
The answer is no. I don't wish to comply because no one has clarified either jurisdiction or whether this court, Title 25, it's civil, right? Everything under Title 25 is civil, so I have a right to inspect the claim. We talked about this before. I wanted to inspect the claim instrument. I think you said there wasn't one, but under Title 25, everything is civil, so there must be a claim. I need to inspect it.
Mr. Ely, we went over this at the last hearing. We're not going to go over this again.
Judge, I accept your offer to not go over this again, conditionally, when someone clarifies whether I can see the claim or not. There is a claim. There must be one because it's civil. I'd like to see it, please. This is the third time I've asked.
You've been muted. To unmute yourself, press star 6.
My suggestion,
You You are no longer muted.
Attorney who is able to provide you.
You've been muted. To unmute yourself, press star 6. You are no longer muted. You've been muted. To unmute yourself, press star 6.
You are not allowed to unmute.
Mr. Whitaker.
To raise your hand, press star.
5.
Looking at my calendar here. Be available July 26th at 11 a.m.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm setting an evidentiary hearing on July 26th at 11 a.m. on the petition to enforce grandparent visitation. It will be a 1-hour evidentiary hearing. That hearing will be conducted virtually. Mr. Jacob Ely, the reason this hearing is being conducted virtually is because you appear to be.
You are not allowed to unmute. To raise your hand, press star.
5.
Other people, including the court, and therefore it's going to be conducted virtually. If you show up to the courthouse like you did today, you will not be permitted access to the courtroom.
Wonderful.
After today's hearing, you will receive an order.
You are not allowed to unmute. To raise your hand, press star.
5.
July 26th. You will also receive an email from a company called Thomson Reuters Case Lines. That when you receive that email, you can click on the link in that email. That link will allow you to set up an account through Case Lines, which is linked to your file with the Maricopa County Superior Court. That link and Case Lines is how you will submit any evidence that you want me to consider at that July 26th hearing. Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Ely, I understand you're out of state. I certainly do not expect you to travel back here for that hearing. That's another reason why the court set this hearing virtually. Okay? Okay. Mr. Whitaker, anything else?
Nothing else for today, Your Honor.
You are allowed to unmute. To unmute yourself, press star.
You are no longer muted.
Re-enabled your mic. Is there anything else you would like to say?
Oh yeah, that I just can't wait till we have a court reporter next time, because if my words weren't powerful, you wouldn't avoid putting them on the record.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Ely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin and Colleen Ely and Mr. Whitaker. Court's in recess. Have a good afternoon, everyone.